Sorry, again.
Sorry. Today is what's the first 4 days of training camp like for you? What's been like just competing with this new option?
I've been coming out of the one so far. First of all, hi, everybody, good to be back. So
Hi.
many new things, good vibes, love it. Hey, Kurt, oh my gosh, she's doing the dad thing, selfie, photo. You guys know I love them. I've said this and, no shade to years of the past, but I think this has been the best training camp I've ever been in. Just from the human beings here, the players, the people, the environment, the professionalism, and just the competition. It's absolutely been my favorite and best training camp.
Should I answer it? Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I totally agree. This is my 12 media day, 12 training camp, and I will definitely say that in my now long career, that this is one of the most exciting training camps that I've been a part of. I love working with great people, and that was a cornerstone of putting this team, this organization together between Kurt and KB. And I wouldn't have asked for anything else or more coming into my 12th season. I'm very grateful to be a part of this training camp.
So this is a question for both of you guys. Just with the turnaround with the rival, what are you guys doing away from the court to like kind of get that connection, your teammates?
I mean, we're kind of a group of people that already kind of naturally hangs out with each other, and frankly, this group collectively is new, but we know a lot of people that have come. I've played with Crystal before, and Jazz has played with Chiney before, and we're all good friends with Nneka and Leeway. I won a championship with Leeway in China, so like we're just kind of bringing that familiarity together. And so far, we've already had a meal together, which is fun. I missed one hangout, but we just kind of hang out together naturally.
I was saying it feels like a family reunion, honestly. Everyone knows what KB has done for the game, overall in the W, just women in sports. Everyone knows that Kurt and I go way back, and he's someone that I love on a human level. And then our teammates, to be back with JT, who we've grinded through some things together, and also our returners, getting to see JC, and also like Nneka said, Nneka is someone I've been close to all my years in the league. It really feels like a family reunion. It feels fun, and again, it all comes back to the people. I mean, everyone will just enjoy each other. So whether it's during practice on the court or after practice, I think the vibes is right.
Hey, Great Morales, so contribute. Hi. We know about team goals, but any individual goals you want to accomplish this season?
For me, I kind of spoke about this on the first day of training camp, is spending more time with my teammates and really just being a basketball player. I think that when I focus on just playing basketball, a lot of times I actually kind of improve during the season. I'm very much a practice player and a rep player, and I love being a student of the game. And Kurt is an amazing professor, and so I just want to learn. I want to get better. I want to continue to be more versatile in my role, and then of course also spend time with my teammates, because I think that that's really what makes a successful team, is spending time with each other off the court.
I think my goal is to be present. The best, most elite athletes are present every possession. And so every day being present and engaged and being my best self is a personal goal. My best years in basketball were under Kurt, and to be able to have that back along with Steve and Crystal as well. Those are the people that really instill the level of confidence for me in this league. And I think after a couple of unique years, full of highs and lows, having that system back around me feels like I can be by myself and just starting, I think it all starts with the mental game, understanding that this is probably gonna be well, it's not probably, this is gonna be the longest season in WNBA history. There are goals to play every game, there are goals to compete in every game, and to win every game, obviously, but just grateful for every day and every opportunity to play at a high level and to be my best self. That's how I will show up.
I think that Chiney here is responsible with Advantage TV. I know you guys are talking about how great this season is gonna be, how excited you guys are, or you guys are right now. But what do you think is the key for you guys to possibly bring another championship here to reality?
I mean, I think that we're just focused on being great. We want to be selfless, we want to be ready. I think that we want to be able to hold each other accountable. And, we're speaking about the connection and we want to have fun. I think, for me, even in years that I've won, I didn't necessarily talk about that. I think every year you just want to be great and do your best, and instill that in others. And so for us, the goal is to come in every day with an opportunity to be great and to make each other great. That's the perspective that I have. That's the perspective I've always had. And I don't really see it changing, and whatever comes along the way is what comes.
Hey guys, so good to see you. From the Zoom calls, from being in person and the difference we had, the energy is just entirely different, it feels different, it's more upbeat. So when you really think about everything you've been through together on this team, and then you think about what the future looks like, how did this moment in time and this shift of energy, how important is that to impact the future of this organization?
I like to believe that we're in the future, like Chiney said, to be present every day is very important. It's always important to kind of have a sense of introspection and reflection. And, Chiney said, no. you said you don't want to dog on the past, but I will, it wasn't good. I'm sorry, it wasn't good. I would just be 100. So it's really nice to be surrounded by great people who share the same vision of wanting to be great and also really comprehending and understanding what it means to play in this city, to play basketball in this city, to play in this city in the WNBA. There's a lot of history. You have to respect it. You have to know about it, and you have to contribute to that legacy. And that legacy is in the everyday being present and being great. So we are in the future. We have this moment right now to make it what we want and to be on the side of history that we want to be on with such an amazing organization.
Time for two more, and then we'll go to some questions.
Hey, Nneka, just the way this roster is built, with, two of you and RCA, are not a ton of veterans on the league. I'm just curious how you anticipate roles changing, I don't know, there's jumbo lineups and how you work on your skill set at the top and compare to that.
I mean, I've answered 3 questions in a row. Do you want to do something?
I mean, it's been great. No, I think one thing is that I've learned this off season is stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And I think we have a lot of women on this roster that stay ready. That's been one of the coolest things, as Nneka said, the past few years have been challenging. But I think that has allowed us to be grateful for what we're experiencing now and just let us be hoopers. As Nneka said, if we can just focus on basketball, everything makes sense. And another key word she said is being connected. That's a word with a K. That's an inside joke, connected with a K. And it's funny because that's one of Nneka's favorite words because he's like Nneka, connection. But the purpose of being connected is knowing that our roles may evolve as the season goes on and being ready for that. I see a lot of opportunity for us to push our boundaries to be great. I spent a lot of time this offseason and I was very fortunate that the coaches came early, and since I'm here in market full time, got to work out, got to shoot the ball a lot, got to learn a lot of what Kurt wants to bring back, which is stuff, let me not spill this tea, but stuff that I may know, right? And so those opportunities, I think some people may take it for granted, but we don't, because we know we're gonna be our best selves with the best coach in the game. and the best teammates in the game. We're very connected in what our goals are. We understand that, hey, our goals may evolve on a day-to-day basis, but that's what basketball is about, you know? It's all about versatility, and so I'm excited for this challenge and this opportunity.
Morning. How are you both going to measure success as we become?
I have a first answer if you want to go.
Yeah, go for it.
I measure success by impact. I think a lot of times in this league, we get caught up on, you know, labels and positions, because that's what we use to define our game. But I think the impact we have as women in youth is something that we can't take for granted. So to step on the floor to wear this jersey that we're wearing today, that's impactful. And then also, Nneka said, that legacy matters. How are we going to be caretakers of the legacy? And that means we have to be our best selves on the floor. And that's what creates impact, and that's what inspires others. In this league, I know there's a lot of talk about who's going to be successful and how, you know, people predict those types of things. You can win in this league on this league based on strong connection. And I think building a locker room and fostering those environments and creating impact that way amongst ourselves in the locker room will translate to a lot of good things for us. We want to win. This is a city of winning. This is a city of champions. And I think you should never count out that.
Yeah, I mean, Chiney basically used the word that I was gonna use, you know, impact, and for me, that question's interesting, because like, I even feel like in how we're raised, I don't even really feel like it's something that we measure. There's just a standard of excellence in our philosophy, and in our way of life, and how we move, and so for me, you know, I would use past seasons, for example. I felt as though maybe I was pouring too much out of my cup. And there wasn't enough for me to give to my teammates. And so to me, that was not successful. Even if we're winning games doing that, I wasn't able to bring my best self for my teammates. And so the impact that I would use as the barometer of measuring success is most certainly for me on the micro level. Interactions with my teammates, communication, accountability, you know, even just, you know, reaching out to a teammate that may look like she needs a little bit of a pick-me-up, you know, communicating to Kurt about certain things, empowering others to communicate. So that's kind of the impact that I guess I'm using to measure what I think feels good, what I think feels great. And as long as everyone's doing that, no matter where we land, I think we're gonna be fine. You know, every year, I think it's everyone's job here to ask these types of questions and to figure out, you know, like how do players think? What do they think, you know, success means? I mean, we saw it with Giannis after they lost. And quite frankly, I talked to Chiney about this. There was a lot of talk about his response and whether he was right or not. I resonated a lot with what he said, and it may be because of my Nigerianness, because we're raised to just, if you fail, you try again, or you find another way, or you figure something out, you get creative. You know, there's not just one way to do things, and you can't just do it by yourself. And so that's kind of my measure of success. Who are you impacting? Who are you bringing along? Who are you elevating? And the rest will come.
We're gonna just we only have time for one Zoom question.
Dang.
Okay, we only have time for one Zoom question. So Mark, can you please start us off?
Well, that's daunting. Good to see you both. Chiney, a question for you. On a little bit of a lighter note, just in camp in general, who's really stood out to you? Like, is there something that you've learned about a teammate, either in their game or just in general, that you didn't know about them before that's really stood out to you?
This is first of all, everyone has stood out because everyone has come with all the right vibes. But this is a unique answer. I'm going to say Chris Ogwumike, who is our assistant coach. He's someone I've got to know 5 years prior, and he's our video coordinator. I trained with him this whole offseason, and I've just been blown away by his personal growth and how he's been able to. I mean, Nneka knows what it's like experiencing him in practice. He knows his stuff.
He's impressive.
He's super impressive, and so I already know my teammates. Everyone has done their job, and everyone has come with the right, you know, mentality. But I just really enjoyed hanging out with Chris. He's someone that I think is personally going to be great for all of us. And sometimes, you know, I think other people deserve a little bit of spotlight too, so I've enjoyed my time in there. And it's.
Without a doubt. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Your Missouri app. Oh, yeah. I have a.
Okay, we will now have Azure, Jasmine, and Dearica.